I'm on my way down to West Virginia, meeting up first at Pine Grove Premium Outfitters with my friends Jimmy, Dean, and Scott. You might know Dean from East Coast Overland Adventures. Jimmy is the owner of Pine Grove Premium Outfitters, and Scott is a Tread Lightly master tread trainer. Scott and his girlfriend also run Go Fox Adventures, who we did the St. Patty's Day ride with earlier this year. Dean's LJ is down for the count, so he's hooking up his trailer to Jimmy's rig, and they're riding together. If only hooking up a trailer was always as simple as just that. Of course, there were some electrical issues to solve through, but once we had that figured out, it was 81 south for the next couple hours.
About a half hour out, and we've just crossed and are now paralleling the New River, which is going to be most of our journey. This trip is up along the New River. So it's pretty cool. It's really pretty.
Welcome to the first annual Adventure Appalachia 2022. It's going to be dirt roads, it's going to be some pavement, and it's going to be a story. We're going to talk about West Virginia's first national park and America's most recent one. It's the New River Gorge. You know, West Virginia is known for its coal, and southern West Virginia is the only place to tell that story. And that's why we're here in southern West Virginia, and that's why we're starting where we're starting. This event is the New River through the southern coal fields. Welcome to Adventure Appalachia, guys. We're going to roll from here to the first venue, and when we get there, let's hope the weather stays off and we should be good to go. Later tomorrow and another day, there's going to be some technical stuff. There's going to be some technical stuff today. There's going to be stuff where you're going to need four-wheel drive for sure, and you may need your locker if you have it. We're going to have a great day. Let's hope the weather stays good, and we're going to see some great trails, and we're going to see some great sights.
That's the Black Lick Creek Trestle. It's still the largest trestle on the Virginia line. It is 200 feet high. It has 18 spans, and it's 910 feet long.
Still early in the morning, we rolled into our first venue. The dense, looming morning fog really set the vibe for this place.
(1966). The mother drops her son off that morning. She returns in time for the lifeguard to blow the 5 o'clock whistle. Her son's nowhere to be found. She thinks that he walked home. She goes to the house. He's not there. She comes back to Lake Shawnee. They find him at 7 p.m. that night in the bottom of the pond with his arm stuck in a drain.
Lake Shawnee is an abandoned amusement park with a rather dark history. It's also known that there were Native Americans living on and buried on these grounds. It's a fascinating place with a lot of stories similar to the one that you heard the owner tell us. If you're into paranormal or spooky stuff or even just weird history, this place is well worth a visit.
We're going to go to my favorite town in the state of West Virginia. One of the goals for this event was for us to tell the story of coal in West Virginia. The place that we're going to next is where coal began in West Virginia.
The way this town looks like it should be pronounced is Bramwell, but locals drop the W and it's pronounced Bramwell.
I need to tell you how this came about. It's not spirits like Lake Shawnee, but there was a real man who came here in 1873 at the request of a man from the Civil War. It actually happened, and he sent him here as a map maker. He studied 500,000 acres that covers this part of Tazewell County. It was Virginia then, and he looked at all of the minerals, and he found gas, timber, oil, and coal. And it's coal that built this town. Our town here, this is the middle of 3.2 miles along the Bluestone River, and it's a half-mile wide. We had 4 coal mines, active coal mines, right here within the radius of the town of Bramwell. The entrepreneurs who came here, who knew how to mine coal, started to make money. So what did these men do when they started making all this money? They started building the town. One of the things that was built here was built right here. We can see a green roof over there. The owner of that has invited you to come in to the grounds and see what money bought. To me, as many houses as we have here and even mansions in the coal fields, that signifies how the money was so beautifully spent and been maintained through the years.
When Snell released number 5, it released in Paris, San Francisco, London, and Bramwell, West Virginia.
What an amazing town with a rich history as a staple in the coal mining of West Virginia. It's always wonderful to see beautiful towns like this so well preserved. And that general store is worth a stop alone. It's right around the middle of the day, and we've just dropped off pavement for the first time. And we're in for some of those technical trails that Jerry promised this morning. Most of what we're traveling here is in or bordering the Hatfield and McCoy trail system that spans throughout West Virginia. We're not traveling on trails specifically part of that trail system because that requires a permit. These are actually county roads that just happen to weave through the Hatfield and McCoy system. Most everyone made it up the first obstacle without any issue. This is a pretty steep hill, and the dirt is wet and loose. Some people never even put it in four-wheel drive, and these big 4x4 vans are impressive. But that trailer. Trailers like to cause issues from the minute you try to hook them up.
Need eyes up there, Jimmy?
You're good. Just roll it.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Yep. Keep it rolling. Keep rolling. You're good.
We made our way through miles and miles of dirt and gravel roads, all through the mountains of West Virginia, taking in gorgeous sights and some tiny technical washes here and there. This area has had a ton of rain just before this trip, and now we're about to encounter our next big obstacle. I popped it in low range and took the slow crawl approach. Even though I'm locked front and rear, this was not the correct way to hit this obstacle. The amount of mixed driving between dirt and pavement that we're doing, I haven't aired down, and I don't think anyone else did either. Corey takes the same slow crawl approach that I did, proving that it's not about the rig or the capabilities, it's simply an issue of technique. This needs to be hit with a little bit of speed.
Stay wide. Stay wide, keep on the throttle.
It appeared that the easiest line would be to stay wide to the left and avoid the biggest rocks. This is what I tried to coach Jimmy into, but that trailer had other plans.
Stop. Nope.
What is it they say you should do when in doubt? Oh yeah, throttle out.
Woo! It's really just because I got out of the passenger seat. Oh. You saw how light the right front was, didn't you? Told you, man. Like that.
wound our way down the mountains through many more miles of beautiful West Virginia scenery. After this lovely stream crossing, we have just one more stop to make before we hit camp for the night.
Coal company store. No coal community could function without one. And this one is the biggest, most grand example of what a coal mine company store was in the early days of coal.
In 1916, the Pocahontas Fuel Company acquired a lease to over 1,000 acres of land along the Wyandotte River, which is just right over there. And they developed the coal mining community of Itmann, which is where we are today. Named in honor of the company president, I.T. Itmann, the town served by two small wood frame company stores. The Ephraim Creek Coal and Coke Company, and you'll hear that name again tomorrow, by the way, developed the Buffalo Slater mines. They were in production of 1,000 tons a day in this area. The more substantial combination office and company store complex, which you're here today, designed by notable architect Alex Mayhood in the classic revival architecture style, was constructed between 1923 and 1925. Stone was hand cut from the cliffs across the river, hauled down the hill across the Wyandotte, and lifted into place by dozens of Italian immigrant stonemasons.
What a day. Looking back on this, I still can't believe that we covered as many miles as we did with the size group we had and hit the venues along the way. Jerry Bain is an incredible host with a lot of knowledge, and this is just a really cool experience to be part of. Remember, this is just part one. Be sure to stay tuned for part two coming up next.